Hello, friends. And
Hello.
welcome to Saturday Amazing Readathon Sprints. These are not going to be very long. I'm only going to be here until 6 Eastern-ish because I have Patreon sprints at 7 Eastern, and I can't read a spreadsheet, so I thought I was sprinting for the wrong time. It's fine.
Again, if that makes you feel better, I asked Brianna where the GRC tracker was that she posted like 4 weeks ago.
It's fine. We're all chaotic right now. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure she just questioned making me a producer in that moment.
It's fine. If anyone thinks that the producers have it all together, you're wrong. You know what I mean?
I'm harassing Brittany for thoughts.
If you are new here, hello, I'm Neva. This channel is Reading with Neva. If you found me by accident or because you're doing the Amazing Readathon, welcome. Okay, we're pure chaos over here. It's fine. If you're not doing the Amazing Readathon, you are still welcome to hang out and read or be productive or stare at the wall or watch TV or take a nap, do whatever you need to do. We don't gatekeep around here. So
why does staring at the wall sound like such a good idea right now?
Listen, there have been sprints where I have just stared at the wall for like an hour and then been like, I did nothing. So
stare at the wall, and I was like, that actually sounds very nice and relaxing.
It sounds relaxing, right? Yeah. I do not know what I'm reading. Brianna said not to overthink this prompt, and I, in fact, overthought this prompt. So I will be finding a book to read during this time and also adjusting all of my Discord settings because I need to mute the fantasy chat. I'm not on fantasy anymore. I'm now on general fiction. So with Aoife and is it Kara that's on with Aoife? Yeah. So that's so fun. Margaret, what are you doing?
Well, I would like to get a non-timer video up on my channel at some point someday. So I'm going to be editing during these sprints, but I'm also working on buddy reading Leviathan Wakes with Brittany. This is my second time reading it. I love it.
That is such a pretty addition. That's like such a pretty addition.
This is the dust jacket.
Oh.
Okay. Wait for it.
Dude.
I didn't know that. I had no idea that was there until literally when I was looking at it on Brittany's sprint.
All I saw in my head, like all I heard in my head is from Despicable Me when she's like, it's so fluffy, I want to die.
That's one of my favorite things about the cover design for Leviathan Wakes, because when they designed this cover, they took what would usually be like a very macho, like masculine kind of series and went, nah, it's going to be hot pink. It's fantastic. I love it. I love that decision, and I love that they went even harder. Like they just were like, we're gonna make all of the dude bros mad, which tracks for the authors. They like to troll dude bros. It's very funny. So, girl, you're muted.
I knew that would happen. Hi, James. You have 1 hour left of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I hope you're loving it because I love the first 2 books. I did not like the third book at all. I DNF'd it.
That's what I'm hearing.
The first 2, absolutely loved. And I have all of them still on my shelf because I can't have like part of the series. Not 4 pounds, no. 4 cans, yeah. Hi, Katie. Not currently reading, working on cleaning. Wonderful. Hello, Glenda.
Nice.
Page 225 of Ace of Spades. I hope you're still loving it.
I know this is for you and me.
Yes, put it away. Hello, Carissa. Listening to A Long Walk by Stephen King. Hello, Sadia. Hello, Judith. Hello, Vita. Finishing the last space. I'm not supposed to die tonight. Hello, Brittany. Reading. Everyone has killed someone.
Yummy.
Why does it say Saturday sprints? Am I too early? So it's Saturday. Wait, is it Friday? Oh my god.
It's Friday.
You know what? Let me change this. I'm so sorry. It's because usually I do Saturday sprints. So you are not too early. I think I actually said happy Saturday at the beginning of this too. Okay, my whole week has been thrown off. I don't usually work on Saturdays. So usually I do Saturday sprints at 3 p.m. Eastern. But because I have to work this Saturday, I had Wednesday off this week. And so it's really Friday. I apologize. My apologies. Thank you for catching that because it would have gone right up onto the channel, saved as Saturday sprints. You're welcome. Put them away. Hello, Carrie. Powering through to sleep in a sea of stars at 17%, 1,150 total pages, and really liking it. Hello, Denise. 30% into the ebook of Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. Wonderful. Go Team General Fiction. # Let's get lit. Yes. Also, because I'm a producer, y'all can rep whatever team you're on. Like, I'm not gonna. I'm not on a team really. Like I bounce from team to team. So, but right now I'm on general fiction. Currently reading Lavender House. Wonderful. Welcome. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Brecht. Reading Kingdom of the Curse. Final Girl Support Group. Wonderful. Team General Fiction. Currently reading This Is How We Use the Time War for Team Fantasy. Rereading this one so I can annotate it. Wonderful.
Nice.
Lit.
Unicorns.
I'm mourning the unicorns for Team Fantasy. Hello, currently reading To Sleep in a Sea of Stars at 70%. Really like it so far. Also, I'm going to change out my thumbnail because I know that I use the fantasy one because I wasn't 100% sure if we were getting
what team you'd be on
anything today. So I was like, well, I'll just do fantasy for now, but I am going to switch it out.
That's why I've just been using the plain because I'm like, I have no idea who I'm going to be repping.
That's probably a better idea, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
do
I schedule sprints days ahead of time? No. Sometimes I schedule them out ahead of time. So
no, I haven't scheduled mine for tomorrow. I need to go do that.
37% into Berlin book, You Exist Too Much, which is a debut by bisexual Palestinian American. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Christina. Hoping you finish Air of Fire on these sprints. Currently on chapter 41. Coffee and hugs the like button. Thank you. Hello to Christina. Hello, Phoebe. Hi, Lynn. 18% into the battle drum. Hi, Amel. Everyone's saying hello in the comments. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Cool Gamer. Hi, Ollie. I feel like I haven't seen you forever. Hi, Christina saying hi to Margaret.
Hi.
Glenda saying hi to everyone. You will be happy to know a lot of people are picking up Pucking Around this round. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all.
God bless y'all.
I'm glad that you're picking it up, but I really need you all to go on Everand and go read the audiobook because it's 700 pages. So, but it's on Everand, and you'll knock out the prequel novella and the book all in one.
And if you're not banned for life, you can do the free trial.
Right. So if you're not Margaret, go use Everand. Ollie says school's out and working from home. Wonderful. Hi, Emily. Elusive Spouse, yes. Hi to Glinda. Neva and Litfic forever. Yeah, hopefully I sabotage you about this because I would feel terrible. Reading To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. Okay, y'all are giving me some ideas of things to read because I really overthought this. I was looking through my Kindle and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. But I don't feel like my Patreon book club book, I don't think will work. Which is To Bleed a Crystal Bloom. I don't feel like there's a movement word in it.
Yeah.
But I have to read that. But I have the audio for that, thank God. So you're welcome, Lynn. I mean, I have no control, but you're welcome. Hello? What? Okay, that's fine. I'll put it away. Reading The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. I have decided to torture myself with long-ass books. I mean, yes. Have 2 hours left in How High We Go in the Dark. Really loving it. Wonderful. I didn't get you Uncrustables because you haven't been eating them, so I got you corn dogs instead. James is loving Good Girls Guide to Murder. You're welcome, Ari. Hello. Reading Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. Wonderful. Go Team Fantasy. Margaret, are you on fantasy this time?
I'm on sci-fi. That would make sense. I think it'd be easier because I'm reading Leviathan Wakes with Brittany.
Right. Okay. Duh. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, you saw the pause there. Listen, guys, I was up until 3 a.m. because my brain just, like, I posted in the general chat, I need to move myself from my computer to my bed. Did do that, but then sat in bed awake for 2 hours. It's fine.
Yeah, and I did see you post that or whatever, and I was like, okay, well, maybe she's done it. You know what I mean?
Maybe yeah. And I turned the phone off. I was like, we're putting the phone down. We're not looking at it anymore, and we're gonna wind down, and we're gonna read our manga. And we finished the manga, and then we still couldn't sleep.
I read Me, Myself, and I. Hi, SC Team Fantasy. Hello, Jasmine. Less than 100 pages away from finishing Slaying the Shadow Prince. I hope you love this book. I finished it last night, and it was great. I mean, did I fall asleep kind of during mine and Nicole sprints? Yes, I did. But honestly, like, the book overall was really good. Now, for most people, I would say that the spice level is like a 3 chili pepper. For me, it was like a 2. I'm gonna be honest. But my spice level is broken. So keep that in mind. just keep that in mind. Because most people's like 5 spice level is like a 3 for me. So keep that in mind. Going to read Someone You Can Build a Nest On for Berlin for Teen Fantasy. If I had to pick a genre, thrillers all the way.
I mean, you wouldn't be there. We have a couple of people that are they're just in the Discord. They didn't register, and so they're still doing the prompts with people and like chilling in the Discords, but they're not actually.
But they're not actually on a team, right?
Yeah, because like then you don't have the pressure to.
Yeah, I will finish Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. Wonderful. Hello, Dee. Hello, nice. Jean. Reading Slaying the Shadow Prince. 20% loving it. Leave them there, or have Friar come get them from them. Off to mail something at the post office. Good luck. Fantasy. Everyone's saying hello. Need to sit down and actually read The Stand, or it'll take me longer than it actually would to walk to Berlin from the UK.
And that's with an ocean in the way.
Right. Trying to get through Here We Go Again. Wonderful. Hello, Emma and Ollie. Yeah, Margaret. It's a great story.
It's a very long story, but basically somehow Scribd got it in their mind that I committed fraud and like did not give me any chance to disprove it or anything like that. So I have no idea what I did. Okay, that's a lie. I have 2 ideas of what could have been happened, and one of which is not even my fault. Like, it's something that happened to me. And I was banned for life.
Unbelievable. If you're in America and your library does Hoopla, then the audio for Fucking Around is also on Hoopla. Apparently.
Nice.
Okay, we've answered this, so I'm just gonna skip them.
If anyone's on Twitter, look up my username and the word Scribd in Twitter's search function, and there are like there's an entire thread with everything. If you're on Twitter still.
There definitely is, because I read it. Because I'm nosy. Hello, Kiana. Hello to Jean.
Mom.
Yes.
Can I have some goldfish?
Sure.
Anybody to
sure. To bleed a crystal bloom fits the prop. I think you mean bloom, because that's what I'm reading. I don't know this book. If it's moon, but I think you mean bloom. Would bleed work? See, that's what I was overthinking. I was like, would bleed work as
I mean, so bleed might be a movement, but bloom definitely is.
Okay, well, I'm reading To Bleed a Crystal Bloom then, because I have to read it for Patreon anyway, like Patreon Naughty and Nice book club with Nicole. So I'll just read that because I have it on audiobook. I have it also from KU because I feel like I'm gonna love this book. But I was like, girl, you're not gonna get through it this month, and you can just do a reread of it later if you want to annotate. Because so I paid $8 to get the actual audio. Hello, 50% into my Berlin book. Wonderful. I'm going to try to get through these comments really quick, you guys. I've been depending on audiobooks a lot this month. Me too. Yep. Working on a scholarly essay, having some version of imposter syndrome. You know
the best?
You know what? You know, you might be the person that someone listens to, even if someone else has already said it.
Okay, go eat that. Take that somewhere. Bree said if it fits in the sentence I can, then it works. So I can bleed. Oh, I missed that part of the video. Apparently I like watched the video and I heard Brianna say, don't overthink this prompt, and then give us a bunch of examples, and then I proceeded to overthink the prompt. So
I feel like the best way to go is like, what books do I want to read, and then look at the titles to be like that's how I did it, at least. Like, just like, okay, these are the books I want to read. Do any of them work?
Last year I actually had this problem, Carissa, where I like put myself into a slump where I couldn't read with my eyeballs for like 4 weeks. Like there was a whole next month that I could not read with my eyeballs at all. Like the only reading that I did was audiobooks. So it's very possible. I had to like immersion read to get myself back into actually functionally reading with my eyeballs. It was a time. Oh my god, my comments jumped. Okay, cool. Reading A Leftover Woman, wonderful. Loving it, wonderful. I'm not doing TAR this year. I'm watching, and then next year I'll participate. It's just overwhelming to do new to me. That is totally fair, James. But hanging out in the Discord is totally okay too. If you want to just hang out and talk and see how it works.
Just
Fucking Around is also on Libby. Yes, because it is traditionally published now. So you should be able to find it basically anywhere that has audiobooks.
Did my biological dad ever kiss me or hug me?
Sometimes.
Did he kiss me?
Sometimes, yeah. Dee Dee says hi to you.
Hi.
Here.
Wait. Hi, Dee Dee.
All right, go play.
Can I say hi to her?
Yes, say hi to Margaret.
Hello, Margaret.
hi, sweetie.
Blood moves when you bleed. That's true. Brianna said if it fits in the sentence. Okay, awesome. So it works. Ari ML says hi, Ari. Okay. ML says hi, Ari. Do you miss me and Ollie? When are we having a watch party?
We can have a watch party tonight because my Disney's back up, but it has to be okay with mommy.
I'll message you, ML and Ollie, and we'll have a watch party. Okay. All right. Go figure out what movie you want to watch. Go pick out what movie you want. Oh, Ollie says Ari.
Ollie.
All right. Go pick a movie.
Mom.
Yes.
Can I go pick a show, and then when I know the show, can you help me do that watch party thingy, and then I can tell them what show I want to watch first.
Christina says hi to you.
Hi, Christina. I love you.
All right, go pick a movie. Said touche. Say something slightly similar to others, but in a different way and with different evidence that speaks to people.
Yeah. And you might be the person that, like, you might be saying the same information, but you might phrase it in a way that suddenly makes something click with someone. And you make all of the other people that have been talking about it accessible to them.
If you go to, I'll make sure to have everything linked below. I don't at the moment. I'm sorry, I was not prepared. But if you go to like the announcement video, it'll be linked under there. Won't it?
Am I a mod on your channel? Do you know?
I think so. You better be. If you're not, I'm gonna have to go fix that.
Listen, I had to go in. I went in to like do mods for my or to set something else for my channel, and I realized like I had like 3 people that were mods on my channel. One of whom was with Brianna. I was like, I've not added any mods.
Yeah, because I was like in one of your premieres, and I was like, oh my god, I got a wrench.
Yeah.
I've been promoted.
But the thing is I had assumed. Oh no, shit! I don't want to do that. Wait,
James said that they found it, but you can still share it in the thing if you want.
Okay, perfect. I will share it in the comments. Earth chat.
We love Ari. She is adorable. She won't let me pull her hair back, so her hair is a lion's mane right now.
I like it that way.
Brushed, which is why it's all like a poor baby. During the first sprint, hopefully I can decide my Berlin book. Well, if you need help, let us know, Tina. All right.
And that's Brianna's announcement video.
Use the speak function, Ari. She needs to find. Use the talk function. The microphone. She can't find Tarzan. I guess Tarzan is what y'all are watching, ML and Ollie. So
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I mean, at least y'all don't have to watch Wonka for the 500th time. Listen, she knows this movie, the music to this movie so well that she will mute when the songs come on, she will mute it, sing all the songs until she knows where the instrumental is, and then turn the music back on. And listen to the instrumental, and then she'll mute it. I swear to God, if she's not a musical theater kid, I've done something wrong. I'm just saying. Like
that's the way it starts. I know when episode 2 came out, Star Wars Attack of the Clones came out, I got that CD and I listened to it so often. There were entire songs where I could tell you exactly what was happening in each scene without watching.
Yeah.
Just based on music. So
okay, I did not.
Tarzan that I usually watch.
Yeah.
It didn't pop up.
Okay, I'll come help you. All right, I'll come help you. Give me one moment. Nerd is the word. Absolutely not. I said the word nerd. Thanks. Nerd is the word. No. Okay. I'm gonna go pull up the timer. What am I looking at? Probably this one, right? The one from 6 hours ago? Probably.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to hear a free ad because do I pay for ad free?
No, do you want me to do the timer? Because I have ad free.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure you got your money. You know what I'm saying? All right. So
I get it regardless because I pay for premium.
I guess what we're going to do is we're going to do 45 minutes because I'm not going to be here for
too long. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Wow. I know there's a way to do this so that it's like full screen. Do I have to share it first? I think
you have to share it first, and then it'll let you full screen it without completely taking away all of your tabs.
Boom. All right.
But
I'm going to be here for a fun time, but not a long time. You know what I'm saying? All right. So here we go. All right. Are we ready? I'll see y'all in 45 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Mute your mic.
Neva, you had YouTube muted.
I forgot to unmute it. My bad, y'all. I'm so sorry.
I've been there, done that.
It's because there was that commercial and then like that ad and I forgot to unmute it. It's fine. Whatever. Yeah. Like what is life? You know what I mean? Okay. How did we do?
I got some of the video edited. I think I'm close to the end of it. I didn't really look at like what time I was at.
Can I show them my new sandwich?
So I don't know. Okay. I'm sorry, Severina. I was just like, Neva may not even know it's over at this point.
Yeah, well, I had looked and it said there was like a minute and a half left, and I was like, oh, a minute and a half. But I would have never known if Margaret had been like, hey, yo.
You would have. It just would have been like 5 minutes later, and there would have been like 75 messages of, are you guys back yet? You guys back yet?
So we are going to go a little bit over 5 p.m. because like I don't actually have to be until 6. That way we can do one more 45-minute sprint. So I'm going to get through the comments as quick as I can. But I made it to page, not page. No. I'm not calculating pages with Audible. I'm sorry. That's not happening. I made it like, I have like 8 minutes left of chapter 3 at the speed that I'm listening. So, I mean, so far it's fine. Like, it's good, I guess. Like, it's a Rapunzel retelling. I don't.
Oh.
So, okay. But it's on Kindle Unlimited. So for anyone who like wants to read this with us this month, it's on mine and Nicole's highest Patreon tier. It's the Naughty and Nice Book Club. And also, I do have stuff going up on Patreon this month.
Nice.
I apologize to everyone. Like, first of all, thank you to everyone who's like stuck with me through Patreon because it's been a fucking journey. And also, I did not star. It's fine.
Do you need me to go back and look through to see what it was?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, we got a bunch of hates. So this is where we left off because I saw Tina say hey to Glenda. So hello AJ, hello Elises. We're just gonna be hi Ro. We're just gonna be kind of clicking through here. Haven't started my next city read, but I'm about to start Clash of Steel. Fantasy LGBTQ plus author checks many boxes. Wonderful. Clash of Steel would work for the third city.
Definitely, flashing is a movement.
Hello, Chris. Mom. Oh my god, the amount of people in this now.
I heard Sophia and Wyatt yelling, so can I go play with them? I think they're in their backyard.
Put your watch on, and you need to be back at 5:30.
Can I be back at dinner time?
5:30 is dinner time.
Oh.
Hello, Liz. Well, if you're not back by 5:30, I will come find you. Reading Malibu Rising.
Gonna be back by 5:30, kiddo.
I will not yell at you. Stop it.
Put it on for me.
You're welcome. I thought you meant you hadn't chosen yet. Oh, okay. Did someone tell you there's a Pucking Around group read? What?
Yeah, in romance.
Is it in romance? Okay, I'm gonna have to go turn that on because I'm not gonna reread Pucking Around right now.
Mommy,
because
it's a conference?
I'm not even because of that, but I'm actually planning on doing a whole vlog where I reread Icebreaker and Pucking Around. It's gonna be a rereading my favorite hockey romance vlog. Because I actually have the physical copies of these books now, and so I want to be able to annotate. But I annotate on my Kindle first, and then I transfer my annotations over. So I'm hoping to be able to do some like B-roll of like actually annotating my physical book once my Kindle is annotated out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm planning on doing. But I will come join your group read discussion because I love to know what people think. And I know that some people will think that the book is too long, and I understand. As a polyamorous girly, the poly rep in it is really what got me because it's just so good. Listening to Slaying the Shadow Prince, wonderful. Not Margaret terrifying me.
I was like, there's no software to do this. No matter what I do, I'm going to jump scare some people. So let's just get it over with. Rip it off like a Band-Aid.
Read 45 pages, had dinner and watched Crime Scene Kitchen and watched the Taylor Swift surprise songs.
Shit. I didn't even check to see what they were this time.
Got to 90% of How High We Go in the Dark. Joined with like 7 minutes and read 8 pages. Got to 20% in my book. Go Team Spooky. Read a few pages. This might seem rude. Please don't take it like that. I'm tired. Going to bed. See you another day. Never rude to go to bed. Good night, Alexandria. Thank you for hanging out. The amount of people on this stream right now is like it's tripping me out because I can see the counter at the top and it's tripping me out. It's fine.
Yeah.
I read 60 pages and 59% into my book. Tempted to just read into the night and finish it. I put my son to bed and read 25 pages of To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. 18% of a Berlin book. Wonderful. 21% of Sea of Stars. God dang, I can't read. Read 3% on 33%. Went to the library to pick up my holds and talked to my sister on the phone. Wonderful. Made it to chapter 45. Team Sci-Fi. Finished prequel novella to Fucking Around. I enjoyed the writing and the chemistry the characters have. The respect. So nice. Listen. I'm not even a novella girly, but in the That One Night novella, it's what made me want to love Jake. He does kind of get on my nerves and Fucking Around. I like him much more in Wild and in the little like spin-off novella collections that she does, which are the Pucking Ever After collections. But if you like a cinnamon roll, like golden retriever kind of dude character, Jake is a sweetheart. He just cries a lot. 21% of To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. But if you didn't have Jake though, I think it would be too intense with the other people that are in the dynamic. It would like the masculinity would be too intense. You know?
Yeah.
James has 20 minutes left. Yay. Hello, just joining. Headed to Berlin, reading Lies When Sing to the Sea. Only about 70 pages in. Hello, welcome. Finished your book and picking up Midnight on Beacon Street. Wonderful. Team Fantasy. Almost through chapter 9 of Here We Go Again. Pucking Around is my book club smut book this month. Oh. Listen, I picked this book up actually by accident. I was just looking through like the new and notable Kindle Unlimited books. And it popped up and I was like, oh, I can read this. I actually read it last year during the Amazing Readathon, but I was doing a 24-hour reading challenge during that as well. So there is like a vlog with it in there. I read it in like 4 days. And this was like around work and like having to be a mom and everything else. I would have read it much quicker than that if I had been able to do nothing but read. I'm going to be honest. Like I would have just devoured it. Like I loved it so much. And I read it with my eyes because they didn't have an audiobook yet. Hi, Heather. Gonna go make dinner. Neva, you convinced me to get Pucking Around when I next go to the bookstore. Please do. I'm making my boyfriend also read it. It's one of the books that I'm making him read. And so he looked at it and he was like, is that a fantasy? And I was like, no, it's talking romance. And he's like, that is a chunky book. 5% in. Wonderful. Also, Neva, please read Evocation by St. Gibson or St. Gibson. There's a nice poly aspect in it. Okay, Evocation. Let me see if I have this open. I don't think I do. Please give me 1 second. I'm gonna type this into Amazon so that I don't forget to go look. Evocation, because then if it's on Kindle Unlimited, then I will get to it quicker anyway. It's not on Kindle Unlimited. Is this it? Yeah, it's not on Kindle Unlimited, but it's only $11.99. So if I can't find it at the library, then it'll be one of my Kindle books that I buy for the month, because I actually still have budget for Kindle books. I do not have budget for physical books because I bought Butcher and Blackburn and Leather and Mark. Yeah. Can someone please explain Face Off Weekend? Okay, so Face Off Weekend, it's 72 hours of reading sprints. So you'll be jumping
48.
from one.
48 hours. 48 hours. You said 72. Brianna would have just had a heart attack.
It starts on Friday and ends on Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. It's from noon until noon Eastern time, Friday through Sunday.
Yeah, and you will go from
get more information later.
It'll be on a bunch of different people's channels, a bunch of the hosts and mods and whoever producers were all helping to host sprints. So you'll have 48 hours straight of sprints. Like no matter whose channel you're on, you can be on sprints with somebody for the whole 48 hours. I will be basically in the nighttime on my channel because I am the person in America who is on an opposite schedule. I work nighttime, so it's easier for me to be up at night. But there will be other people, Brianna, Margaret, whoever. I don't know who all is.
I think all of the hosts have a spot.
Yeah. So you'll get to see all of our beautiful faces.
Yes, and we'll get more information about what Face Off is going to look like later. Last year we didn't even know what was going down until Face Off literally started.
Yeah, literally started, and then we were told like what we were doing. We just knew like, hey, sign up for a slot or whatever, and that's what we did. But we didn't actually know like what the goal was, what we were supposed to be reading. We didn't know anything. So
yeah, and it was you wanted to read as many. Last year it was you wanted to read as many books as possible. So like a whole bunch of us got like short books and manga and that kind of thing. Right. Oh, I'm so sorry, Aline. I just looked to see like what song she played. I was like, if she played Clarabeau and I forgot to check in, I will be sad, and she did not. Yeah. So,
Alicia's poking around because of me. She did, but she did wait for the audiobook. She told me, she said, I will read this once the audiobook come out, and then she did, and then she sent me a bunch of voice messages while I was at work, which was so nice, and we talked about it. Oh my god, I want everyone to read this book, and I know everyone will not like it. I'm aware of that, but it's one of my favorite books. It's just so good. It feels like all my big books are noun or sometimes noun of the noun. Yeah.
Ooh, you're a fantasy reader.
Yeah. It is the pick for Bree and Cal's Boozy Book Club this month, and Bree said it will fit the city prompt when they read it.
Mm-hmm.
Is this pucking around?
I don't know. I don't know what. I don't think they are going. Oh no! How did that happen?
Heather, how do you not have a spot?
I mean, there are only so many spots, so there's 15 of us.
Face Off weekend, is that common knowledge? That is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's next. Face Off weekend's dates were in the announcement video.
But so it's next weekend, isn't it?
It's next weekend from starting on noon Friday and going until noon Sunday.
Yeah, because I took off the Sunday and the Monday. Because I already have Friday and Saturday off, but I was like, well, I'll just take Sunday off, then I can work Monday. And then I was like,
no,
maybe I need to recover. You know? Yeah. Yes, next weekend. Justice for Hia Booktubes, give her a spot. I was gonna switch my shifts around so I can be there Sunday, but I'm going to Leeds the weekend after. I can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm fighting for your honor. Don't worry, I got you. Evocation is all right, cool. Then I will purchase Evocation or I will find it on my library. My Indianapolis library is really good about having smutty books. I don't know how this has happened. Maybe because it's a city. You okay?
You know, I was just like, wow, that's a choice for a library.
Well, because so like I found all of the when I did the Crystal video, the Trusting Crystal, Hate by Tate James, the whole series, like Indianapolis has the entire series on audio and ebook. So I don't know if it's because it's like a big city.
Probably, because I'm sitting there like, Indiana's a really red state.
Because Indiana is a really red state. But they also have, I think it's like 65 or 70 branches for Indianapolis Library itself. Mm-hmm. And so when you do Libby or Hoopla, it pulls from every branch, not just your home branch.
Same. That's what mine does.
Because I could drop off books at any branch, and I could check, and I could also check out books at any branch, and then I could check out books at one branch, drop them off at another branch, and they would still get back to where they were supposed to be.
Which means you can probably order them from one branch to your main, like whatever your main branch is.
Yep, you can.
Yeah.
They'll give it to me if I say I want it. Volume 1 and Volume 2 series of Pucking Ever After were 5 stars. The writing was so freaking good. I was like, where has this writing been? Yeah, and the Pucking Ever After novellas, like the novella collections, they are snippets of, they are like pieces of stories that either she could not fit into the main books, so Pucking Around and Wild, and then there's another one coming out soon, or they are to expand on certain scenes, because there are some scenes where she could only write so much. I mean, she would have been writing 1,000-page books, and so she gives us these little novella collections to expand. I will give a trigger warning though for anyone who is going to continue on with this series after Pucking Around. Pucking Ever After Volume 2. There are content warnings for this, but I just make sure people know there is content warning for high risk pregnancy and also complicated childbirth. So I just want to give you that now, because it can be jarring if you're somebody who tends to like skip content warnings when you flip through a book. It can be pretty jarring because it's a pretty intense couple of chapters that she gives you with that.
Yeah.
Do you need proof of address to get an Indianapolis library card?
Probably.
I think you
check out on the website.
But can I go across the street and play with my friends on the slip and slide? There's a slip and slide at their house. They're using it.
See if you need to see if your swimsuit is in.
My swimsuit isn't here. Look.
Go change into your swimsuit and then sure. It's across the street?
Yes, it's across the street, but I can't wear my shoes.
You can't wear your shoes, correct.
But
you
I
should
want to wear my sandals.
So wear your sandals over there and then put your watch on top of your sandals so that your watch, because I don't think your watch is waterproof. But you've got an hour. You've got an hour. So if you don't home in an hour, I'll come get you. You won't be in trouble. Go on. Yeah. Content warning. It's intense. Yeah, it is. So, those are big. Yeah, those are big. And the thing is like, you don't get that in, what is it? The book that comes after Praise, a little novella, Midnight Mass. And there's like miscarriage in that.
Yeah.
And she doesn't give you like a content warning. And so like I read that right before I had to go to work and it was not time.
Yeah.
It was not time. So I always I know some people feel like trigger or content warnings or spoilers, but I give them because I am 1 in 4 and I need to know when that's in there, because that can make me actually like.
Yeah, no, that's one of the few that like that and Animal Death are two of the ones that like if I know that's in something, I mention it like in general, but also like there are specific people that I will mention that stuff to.
Yeah, but with such a large group of people picking up Pucking Around this year, like I just feel like you should know about it, and if you're mad at me about it, you can be mad at me later. You know what I'm saying? It's fine.
The people who need to be protected from it or need to have that information, like that's a more important thing than having a small part of the plot spoiled for you in that way.
Right. Okay, so we're gonna do one more 45-minute, because that'll take us to what?
45 minutes will take us to 5:15.
Okay, so we're gonna do one more 45-minute, and then my goal is gonna be to be off by 5:30 so that I can get transported over for Patreon sprints. So beautiful. I did turn the sound back on. You're welcome.
I can't wear socks on the slip.
You can take your socks off, yeah.
Can I like do this?
Yeah, but also I love you, but
do it.
Go take your underwear off.
What?
You don't need to wear your underwear under your swimsuit, dude. Go take your underwear off. My poor baby. She's got like a one-piece swimsuit that I got her last year, and it fits now. But like she has her underwear on underneath.
Yep.
And I'm like, you can see it. Like you can see she has underwear on. Oh, my poor child. I love her so much. They are only reading Pucking Around. No one has mentioned reading Ever After. Yeah. Well, and some people may not like for this specific thing, like for this specific readathon, but they may choose to. I mean, I read things for readathons and then pick up the rest of the series later. So, all right, friends, we're gonna go for 45 minutes. So we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Now boarding flight AMZ 655 to Berlin.
Yay, the sound worked.
Yay! I was just thinking people are going to not be able to watch my videos anymore because they're going to have flashbacks to this.
Not me, Margaret. I'll still watch all your videos.
I know you will.
All right, how did we do? How did you do, Margaret?
I edited my video. I'm almost at the very end. I'm on the last question of this tag, and I read 3 whole pages because I figured I would read my book when I came back. I'm waiting for the timer to finish since I had 5 minutes. So, how'd you do?
Hold on.
That darn math.
Well, it messed up my whole. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're just gonna delete this. How do I delete this? Okay, so on Storygraph, like, you know how you can have it like calculate like your streak?
Yeah.
Okay. So I am really bad at updating every single day. Well, I completely forgot to put in Slaying the Shadow Prince as a book that I've read this week because honestly, I don't even know if a vlog is going up. Like, I might just scrap doing vlogs for this. Like, I may just do one big one, like one big video at the end where I talk about like what I read, what I used for sightseeing, all of that. Because it's stressing me out a little bit to try to keep up with the weekly vlogs. Like, no one's stopping me from doing it. I just stress myself out.
Yeah, I understand that.
If I miss a couple of days, then I have to like backtrack, and then I get all like
discombobulated.
So I may just do a big like wrap up at the end, and just call it like June wrap up, the Amazing Readathon edition, because I don't usually do wrap ups, but all I'm going to be talking about in that wrap up are things that I've read for Amazing Readathon. I'm not reading anything really that can't fit for Amazing Readathon.
That makes sense. I'm trying to keep up with my vlogs for the travel leg, which I need to sit down and edit some of that. But I'm thinking I may do my sightseeing books as like vlog updates, like an update vlog.
Right. Yeah, and I think what I'm going to do is the only thing that I'm going to like vlog and then put up immediately, I think I've just rethought this, I think is I think I'm going to vlog Face Off, because I can kind of just set my camera up in front of me and vlog that whole weekend, and then I can go through and cut out anything that doesn't actually pertain to the vlog, and then I'll put that up as a vlog, like its own thing, and then just do a big wrap up at the end and call it a fucking day, because like, your girl is stressing herself out, and I'm like, listen, man, stop it. Like, I shouldn't be this stressed, you know? But I made it to chapter 9. I have about like 15 minutes left, so I have about 5.5 hours of this book left. So thank God, you know what I mean? And it's not gonna get general fiction points, but it's like almost 500 pages, so I feel like that's still a lot of points, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll try to find a general fiction book that like a book that fits for general fiction that will work for sightseeing, so that they can get some extra points that way.
Yeah,
because I did want to try to read, but here's the thing, I also don't read general fiction.
Well, you can also do historical fiction.
I don't read historical fiction either. I read things that would be like, I like read like historical fantasy, like things that would be considered historical fantasy. Like, I feel like a Fate Inked in Blood would be considered, because it's like Viking.
Yeah, it would be
historical fantasy.
Yeah, that would be historical fantasy. And figuring out the genre breakdown on that, do not envy people. But also,
yeah, but I'm not like a historical fiction girly. I'm not like I don't tend to like even looking through like my Kindle and my Audible. Like I even looked through Mariah's books because Mariah and I share an Audible account still, which is fine. About it. And so our Audible is like merged, like they're separate still. Like we purchase our own stuff, but they're merged so we can see each other's books. And even going through her stuff, like she didn't have anything either. So I was like, okay, I just don't gravitate toward things that would be considered like general fiction or historical fiction, which is fine. It just means that I have to dig a little bit deeper to find books, you know, which is fine.
I will say you've got a lot of options on KU.
Okay.
And what I would do is probably I would find like a historical romance for historical fiction, like something that has a little bit of smut in it. So
yeah, that'd be good. I'm also going to see if Bandit Queens will fit what prompts Bandit Queens will fit for sightseeing, because I need to read that for reasons.
Okay.
I need to read that for a secret project. So it just didn't fit for this prompt. Like, you know what I mean? Like it didn't fit I am Bandit. I just don't feel like that works.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me get through these comments and then I'm gonna leave y'all. But in a couple hours, Jess has sprints.
Yes.
So, and if we're done in time with the Patreon sprints, I will jump over into Jess, but I will at least say hello in the comments.
I have read books where there being dragons is a spoiler, but I 100% agree with you, Katura.
Yeah, I just don't feel like trigger and content warnings are a spoiler, personally. And if I just say, and I'm not going to give you details about it, I'm just going to say, hey, there's miscarriage in this book. Just so you know. I'm not going to tell you the character that it happens to or what the circumstances are. I'm just going to say, hey, this thing happens.
Mm-hmm.
This is a theme in this book. Please be aware.
I'll usually be like, hey, if you have triggers for this, and this, please know that it comes up during the book.
Yep.
So.
Judah said she can't read most host faves because of the trigger warnings. I'm always happy to know before I read them. Yeah. And that's totally fine. I mean, me personally, I read a lot of dark romance. So I tend to gravitate towards books that have a lot of trigger warnings, but it also helps me process my own trauma. Yeah. Like it and for some people it doesn't do that. Like for a lot of people, it can make the things that they've dealt with feel worse to them. Yeah. And so knowing what you can and can't handle is always good. Every book won't be for everyone. Each person's taste in books are different. Exactly. Hello, Amal. Switch to One First Last Dance for the Germany leg. Got to chapter 3. James finished A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, 5 stars, and went for a walk to let the ending sink in. That is totally valid. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just sat. I think I sat for like almost a whole day before I picked up another book after I finished it, and then I immediately went to book 2 because I was like, you know what, I need to know what's happening next. Hello, Jess. Jess is who will have sprints. I think her sprints start at what, 7 Eastern?
Yes, I believe so. Hold on, I have the sprint schedule right here.
The stupid schedule, but do I know how to read it? Who knows at this point? 8.
Yes, it starts at it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. So you get 2 hours.
That's
I have
7
time for now.
Yes, you have time to take a nap. Hi Coda. Lurking is totally fine. Do we include all the stuff at the end of the book in page count? This book has 56 pages of appendices and 11 of afterword and acknowledgments.
Personally, only if I read it.
Right, that's what I was about to say. I would say if you if you have gone and you've looked at like the appendices like throughout the book or whatever, I would count the appendices pages. If you are a person who reads afterwards and acknowledgments, which actually sometimes I do, especially if I know that there's like an author's note at the end.
Yes, I love author's notes.
But if I get to the acknowledgments and appendices and just kind of swipe through them, then I don't personally count them. Yeah. I just take them off of my page count.
What was I going to say? Oh, like it's one thing, like if you're weird like me and like you want to know exactly how, like I cut out appendices and afterwards and all that when I'm doing my personal calculations. So that's how I'm doing it for Amazing. Some people, you're going to be like, if you're one of those people that like looks up what the page count is on Goodreads and uses that, go with that. Like whatever your usual method is, just keep with your usual method.
Yeah, a lot of times what I do is I go to Storygraph or I go to Amazon or Goodreads, whatever, and I look and I see how many pages it says that it is, and that's just the page kind of go off of, especially because I'm doing audiobook this month, and I'm sorry, I am not going to calculate pages per audio. Like, I'm just going to go look it up. But I also will go off of, because I do not read physical books most of the time, unless I have the physical book on my shelf or I've checked, or it's one of my library checkouts that's out in the other room.
Yeah.
If I have the physical book in front of me, I will use the physical book count. If I am looking up how many pages a book is outside of, and I don't own the book or I didn't check it out from the library, I personally will use the digital version page count, because if I was not using it or reading it in audio form, I would be reading it on my Kindle. So
yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find a good example, because like, you know how you'll find like sometimes you'll have the book and it'll have a whole bunch of blank pages at the end.
Yeah,
like Goodreads is counting all of that, which is why, so I'm weird and anal about it. Most people are just like, I'm just going to use what Goodreads does. So it's up to you with however you usually do stuff.
Yeah, that's what I do. But like I said, I also will use the digital page count. That's why I use Storygraph a lot. It's because Storygraph is a little, I mean, you can do it on Goodreads too, but Storygraph for me is a little bit easier to find the different editions of a book.
Yeah.
And I have my Storygraph actually set to show me the digital version by default. Now, not all books do that, especially like new releases, because they won't necessarily have that information in their thing. But I will use the digital book count because I know that if I wasn't doing it audiobook wise, I would be reading on my Kindle. So
yeah, I like because I want my stats. I'm weird. Like I want everything to look uniform, and I hate how the audiobook pictures are square and then the regular book pictures are not. That bugs me a little bit. It's fine, but because I want my stats on Storygraph, because that's primarily why I have my Storygraph account, and also someday Goodreads may go down, who knows. The less you do on Goodreads and support Amazon, the better. But because I want those stats, it's so much easier too to switch between the different editions on Storygraph.
It is.
Like if I enter the wrong edition, it'll just, hey, do you want to switch to this edition? God bless.
The only thing that I hope Storygraph does incorporate is it being able to log books as being mixed media, like being able to log that you read a book
immersion read,
either immersion read or like I do. Sometimes I will read a part of a book on my through Audible, and then I will use the Whisper Sync feature and I will read some on my Kindle. And the reason I do that is because if I'm at work, I can read on my Kindle. I can't so much do audiobooks all of the time, especially if it's like a fantasy or something. But that's actually why I also have my spreadsheet that I bought from Allie, because I can log it that way. And then I pull my stats
from Allie's. I need to get Allie's spreadsheet because I love how her stats look.
I got the 5-year one, and then I just
I'm thinking I might get the 5-year one and get the one that's purple because it's purple.
Yeah, I got the 5-year one because it was the only one that was pink. That's why I got it. And I probably could have asked her hey, can you make me can you just make this pink colorway? Or I could have done it myself, but I'm lazy. And
is there a pink version?
Yeah,
right. Do you have plans for one?
She's really nice, so she probably would have done it. But I was I'll just buy the 5-year and it's fine. You know?
We're not terribly close anymore, but when she first started her channel, and that's partly me. We're friends. So
yeah, but I loved her spreadsheet when she showed it on her channels. I was like, I'm gonna buy this, and then I mean, the 5-year one is only $10. It's not like she's
it's not. It's a better deal, to be honest, than to have to to buy it every year.
So I was like, cool, I'll buy it. It's not a big deal. But plus, you can't you could go in and make a new copy of the original and then just change the dates. And that's easy enough to do, which I know because I have not, people have asked me for a walkthrough of the spreadsheet that I bought from Allie, and the reason I haven't done one is because I've changed things in it. So like she has a 5-star books tracker. I changed it to be a 6-star. And then I got rid of a bunch of pages that weren't relevant to what I was doing. Like I hid them. I didn't like delete them because I didn't want to fuck up the spreadsheet. I don't know nothing about spreadsheets, so I'm not trying to delete anything. Denise had dinner and read 6% at 39%. Want to finish tonight. Have a lot of sightseeing planned for the weekend. Elizabeth got 20% through her book and played on her phone. That's fine. I played my little airplane chefs game while I was listening, so it's fine. I scrapped vlogging. I'm just gonna make a wrap up every 2 or 3 prompts. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just. I have a whole spread in my reading journal, and I'm just keeping track of what I'm reading based off of that. So I have one page that's each like main prompt, which I've labeled with the specific team's graphic, right? And then I have my sheet for each sightseeing book that I finish. And so it'll be easy enough for me to go in and see. And then with the sightseeing books, what I've done is depending on which team gets sightseeing for that specific book, like whichever team I'm on for whatever book I finish, I'm putting their little graphic emblem mascot icon thing on that specific sightseeing graphic so that I know which team got which point. So I may not remember, like, I'll remember like what order I read everything in. I just may not remember like, oh, I read this at this time, but at least I'll be able to say like I gave fantasy got this many sightseeing prompts for this book.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I think I'm going to scrap vlogging. I'm stressing myself out, and it's not that serious. I'm at 8% of To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. Wonderful. Sorry, my math is horrible. So is this bad if I don't calculate my
GRC
expenses? So Amal, the easiest way to do that is just to always take the middle option for travel. If you do not have to do any math at all and you don't want to have to put it into the spreadsheet does it for you. If you plug in the numbers, but if you don't want to have to do that, just always take the middle option for travel, which is like I think it's like boat or car or whatever.
I've got a question for everyone, and maybe I'll bring this up on my sprints, but if I did, like, I have the ability to do, like, I could do a tutorial of how to use that tracker if like it's seeming like you're trying to figure out. So if you guys would like me to do a tutorial on how to do that, like just kind of basically pull, not a tutorial, but like walk you through what I would be doing if I was not flying private.
Right. If we were participants and not producers.
Yeah, I can pull that up and walk people through and enter all of my stuff in if that would help people do like feel more comfortable with the spreadsheet, because I know that sometimes opening spreadsheets you're like, oh, but I have to read.
Right. 47% done with Serpent and Wings of Night. I might own both of these books simply because I want to be able to display them on my shelf. Now, in my defense, I did give Serpent and the Wings of Night 4.5 stars when I read it. But I don't know if they're going to phase out the hardcovers now that the paperbacks have come out. So I went and bought the first one from my indie bookstore, but they didn't have the second one. So I bought the second one from Walmart, which I think the Walmart version has like a bonus chapter in it too.
They do that sometimes.
Cool. But if you take the dust jackets off, the covers are like this deep purple, like the hardcovers are deep purple, and they like match, but they're not quite the same. Fantasy is a genre of fiction, so like historical fantasy, it's technically historical fiction. I mean, I feel like that's stretching it. Sounds easy. Thanks, Margaret. 5-9% in pucking around. Just finished slaying the Shadow Prince and might head to bed. Good night. I read 10 pages, chatted in Discord, and stared at the wall, mentally planned dinner, ordering pizza. That's totally valid. I finished How High We Go in the Dark. That reminds me, I gotta go get Ari because she's supposed to be home 5 minutes ago. Got to chapter 14 of When the Moon Hatched and signed out. I'm free. Wonderful. Hi. Trying to finish up my arc of Bear, and then I'll be starting Crossroads or Heartstopper. 25% of Sea of Stars. That was so fast. I'm at 8%. 24% of Sea of Stars. I also have Allie's spreadsheet, the coffee colored one. It's amazing. Yes, it's so great. A link to the spreadsheet.
The GRC spreadsheet is under the links thread. If you go to the Discord over on the left-hand side, it is right in, it's where you'd find the links for like the submission form and like the merch. It's right above the most recent post about getting shirts. She has, it's big and yellow. She's got everyone tagged. I don't know how I missed this. I don't know how I missed this.
She wants Allie's spreadsheet.
Oh, Allie's spreadsheet. Just look up hardback hoarder on Etsy. Sorry.
Here, I'll type it in. Hardback.
In fact, actually, if you search Allie's
or you can type in hardback hoarder on YouTube
with spreadsheet, and she's got, I mean, she has a video walking you through everything in the spreadsheet.
I think it's like an hour-long video, and then if you click into the description box, it'll be linked right there, so you can go to your shop. What is airplane game? I want to download it. It's called Airplane Chefs. Basically, you're like a stewardess, and you just like cook all their food, and then you pass it out. That's all you do. That's it. It's very fun. Also, have I spent a lot of money on this game? Yes, but it's the only game that I really like pay for to like level up, so it's fine. Is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars a book club pick or something? I randomly picked that up a couple months ago from the library, but didn't read it.
I believe Sci-Fi is doing a buddy read of sorts.
Yeah, I think that Sci-Fi might be doing a buddy read. There's some people on Fantasy that are reading it too. I don't know if it's like a cross genre thing. But
I mean, it's 1,000 freaking pages. It's going to get you a lot of points. So it's, I mean, if you think you can do that in a 2 to 3 day period, go for it. Get those points. Don't worry about genre.
Amal wants a walkthrough of the GRC.
Yes. Okay. I will see about getting that set up in when I do my sprints tomorrow for everybody.
70% through the funeral crier. Good morning, Nicole. I will be over to our sprints in a moment. Sorry, I meant Allie's. Okay, yes, we got that. Hardback hoarder. Hi to Nicole. It's kind of like Diner Dash. I don't remember what there's like an actual cooking game.
Overcooked?
That's from this company too.
Oh, okay.
It's called like Cooking Frenzy or something. And I used to play that, but I hated it. So I stopped playing that. But it's kind of, it's sort of like Diner Dash. It's kind of like Diner Dash. Yeah. God, I love Diner Dash. That was such a great game. Anyway. Where are they reading Pucking Around? The romance team is reading Pucking Around. I think as like a group read, which I'm about to go check that out because I'm a producer, so I can go spy on them.
I feel like the buddy reads, it's okay to read because like they're not talking strategy or anything that I can accidentally leak to another team. That's my concern. I might accidentally leak.
I mute everybody else. Like if I'm not on that team specifically, I mute their chat because I don't want to accidentally see something.
Yeah.
While I'm on someone else's team.
I can't be bothered to mute the chats, especially because I want to get, if anybody mentions me, I want to be able to pop in, but I do mute the announcements for any teams I'm on, and that's enough for me to be like, okay, I'm not on this. Don't go here. Don't go here. Don't go here. So.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, people.
Give me a second and I can get, what the fuck is that face? Why would YouTube do that to me?
Listen, YouTube. Okay, so on the live last night with on the sprints last night with Nicole and Coda, apparently my channel doesn't have a thumbnail, so I have to go put a thumbnail over it, which is fine, but it doesn't have a thumbnail. So the thumbnail that it gave at one point was me, Coda, and Nicole. Nicole's like this, like drinking, and Coda's looking like this, and I'm like this.
Yeah, and it's a short, so I don't have much choice in that. But why would YouTube do that to me? That is Jess's sprint.
Jess's sprints. So Jess will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's in like 2 hours from now, an hour and a half from now, hour and 20 minutes. And we're going to go now. We love you. I know, Judith. It was great. It was embarrassing. I looked like I was being exercised. Okay. So we're going to go now. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. All 80 of you that were on here at one point. Now we're at 73. But anyway, I've never had this many people on my channel all at once ever in life. So thank you so much for hanging out. I'm going to go. We'll see you at 8 p.m. unless you're in Nicole's or my Patreon, and then we'll see you in like 20 minutes. Well, Nicole and I will see you in 20 minutes. Margaret will not see you.
No, Margaret will be asleep for a bit, and then probably on Jess's sprints.
You're welcome. So thank you for hanging out with us. Happy reading. Go get your team lots of points, and we'll see y'all later. Goodbye.
Bye.